Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to another future-proof video. This one is on how TikTok ruined books. The book meta is ruined. How did that happen? I don't know exactly what he's going to dive into when it comes to this video, but I will go ahead and, lay out my thoughts. I think TikTok, for one, ruined the attention span of many people. So many people just don't read books anymore. But you know what? You can almost say that social media, internet in general, kind of ruined that. And then also, I think there's like a subsection called book talk. And I think this whole book talk subsection got taken over by like strange, horny old women. And they flood like whenever you type in book or anything, they flood it with like these romance novels, and it's kind of trashy. And they got some like really weird, some really kinky, weird shit in it. Not to kink shame or anything, but I've seen some weird stuff on, that these romance novels recommend. Um, but I don't know what else. What else how could have TikTok ruined books? I guess we'll find out with Future Proof. Future Proof is a pretty good channel. The link to this video will be in the description down below. So make sure to go check the channel out, check the video out, give them a like, give them a follow, yada yada yada. Um, yeah, I love this. We have Mr. Beast and Lugan Pooley here holding a cucumber. Wonderful. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and watch this. Stick around at the end of the video. I'll read through the comments, and then I will utilize a random number generator to figure out which video I'm going to watch next out of 318 videos on the list. 317 after we watch this video, but yeah, we'll just go ahead and take that off the list. There we go. Bam. 317 videos. Love it. Anyways, let's go ahead and see how TikTok ruined books.
With social media, with social, with so, with so, with so, with so, with so, with social media absolutely obliterating our attention span.
Whoa! I said it.
Books were bound to be a thing of the past.
I actually got some new books recently. Hold on, let me go grab them. Okay, so I got Marcus Aurelius Meditations. Very cool. Very cool. I got The World's Wisdom by Philip Novak. World's Wisdom, Sacred Texts of the World's Religions. It's just segments of different religious verses. I have The Man Who Knew Infinity by Robert Kanigel. Oh my, how intriguing. And then I'm also reading through Stephen R. Donaldson's Thomas Covenant, The Unbeliever, Book 1. I think there's 9 books in that series. Anyways, sorry about that. It felt like I had to talk about it. I read a lot of books. When I was younger, middle school, high school, I read hundreds of books. I would even hazard a guess thousands of books by the time, I had gone through middle school and high school.
Years, the publishing industry has reported record sales because of TikTok. People are buying more books than ever.
Interesting.
Before,
but I think it's like those weird romance novels. Average reading fewer books. Oh. I wonder if people are just buying books to say they have them. Like kind of like what I just did. Oh God, no. I'm actually reading those.
People are reading fewer books per year on average. So
interesting.
What the hell is going on?
Very interesting. I know with like TikTok and whatnot, you gotta like the social media like proving yourself as better. I bet you that's what it is. I bet you that's what it is. It's people going on and like doing. Oh, it's probably like how like those channels do like shop hauls or like where they go onto like Shein or they go to like thrift stores and whatnot. I bet you that's what it is. I bet you they're like, oh, look at all these books that I bought, but they're not actually reading the books.
Now, I don't need to tell you that the internet, and particularly social media, has basically ruined our attention span, right?
True.
We know this.
Yep.
We've gone from reading 1,000-page tomes over the span of months to watching 4-hour movies to speed-running 15-minute YouTube videos on double speed to blitzing through content on TikTok all day. Television.
I don't do TikTok. I don't do shorts. If I find myself scrolling on shorts, I stop. So the most I've ever been on shorts at a time is a couple minutes. I will say, like, podcasts, YouTube videos, I do typically run them at like 1.25 speed. I don't know. When I'm not doing like reaction, I usually have it at 1.25. So
Producers are blaming our internet brains on the failure of modern storytelling, and many of you are probably watching this video with Instagram open on your phones at the same time, which is why nobody saw it
What's
coming
on my phone? I
when
don't even know where my
TikTok
phone's at.
made books popular again.
Oh, it's here.
Now, my dad always used
What's
to
on my
tell
phone?
me that
Nothing.
timing was everything. He was not Southern. But he was actually right about that, because in a lot of ways, it's true, especially when it comes to book talk. See, the pandemic was a make or break moment for a lot of industries, but perhaps predictably, book sales did very, very well when everybody was locked inside for months at a time. Now, this would have already
Makes
been
sense.
a huge blessing to an old-timey industry in a modern consumer world, but just previous to this was another facet that made it even better for them. Because in 2018, TikTok took over the internet. So we got millions of people
TikTok is it's getting close to being banned in the US. It has to the January 19th, I believe, to either extend the deadline or sell the company to an American company, or it'll be banned in the US. So we'll see what happens.
Inside looking for a way to connect with others and disassociate from the chaos around them. So they're reading a ton of books, and under isolation, they're looking for places to talk and debate these books that they're reading. And TikTok became the platform
Oh my God.
where this was
Book recs for all genres. Okay.
done. Now, obviously, we're all in on YouTube here, on
I love this
Future Proof.
channel.
But in some
Check this
ways,
channel out.
TikTok fosters a closer sense of community because of how casual it is. In a lot of ways, this was basically the rebirth of book clubs. Because as long as we've been reading books, we've been talking about books together and sharing the experiences that we had that relate to those stories. There is something truly special about a good book club, right? That safe space to reflect on stories with like-minded people. But
Should I start a book club? Would anybody want to join a book club with me? We can talk about the books that we read. We can talk about manhwa and manga. I read a lot of manhwa and manga. Would that be classified as a book under book talk? I have like too many that I read, but would that classify as a book under a book club? I don't know.
Isolated digital society, TikTok became the place where you found that community. In 2020, Book Talk effectively became the world's largest book club ever, in a way that BookTube and Bookstagram were never really able to achieve. So suddenly today, books are
See, this is the problem. It's an aesthetic. Like they took it from it just being, hey, let's read some books. Then they made it the aesthetic. Look, it had to have this particular amount of book, the shade of bookmarks. You gotta have the booky glasses. Like look at this. What is this? Mine. What's your next book you want to buy? Mine is definitely Intermezzo. Autumn Photo Dump, Dark Academy, Bookish Flat Lay, Fave October Quote, with Law Autumn Series, Gilmore Girls, My Bedroom, Good Coffee Place, Quote from Current Read, One Dark Window, Books, Fave Outfit. Like, what is this? This is dumb. Why aren't you showing the spines of the books so we can actually read the books? That's the thing. It's just not about reading the books. It's about saying, hey, look at all these books that I have. I 100% bet you that's what it is. I can tell just by this.
We're never really able to achieve. So suddenly today, books are cool again, with absolutely no help from the publishing industry. Books have even become a fashion statement in their own right. If fashion is about expressing your identity to the world and which groups you belong to, is there any better way of doing that with a book?
It doesn't need to be a fashion trend. Just read the book.
Called mirrors of the soul, after all. And it turns out that this is a whole fashion thing today. I kid you not. There are legit book stylists out there choosing books for celebrities to be seen with. And none of those books are going to be YouTube for dummies, am I right? But to some, this really feels like performative readership.
It
Like,
is.
if people are styling their outfit to match their hardcovers, there's naturally
What is this outfit? Is this Karl Marx? Is that what that is? The Communist Manifesto? Oh my fucking god. Beyond cringe, dude.
going to
Get
be
off
a
my
question
screen.
about how much these people are actually reading versus pretending.
Grimes says she's not a communist, just a troll after being photographed reading Karl Marx. Isn't, yeah, Grimes is one of Elon Musk's ex-wives, girlfriends? I don't know. Girlfriend, I guess. Elon Musk has like 20 kids. It's crazy.
To read for the photo op. Honestly, the fact that people are writing articles on this and debating it is just fascinating to me. One thing that we learned in the writing of this script is that people really care about books. Outside of our book clubs, there is a whole social cachet around what we read. We care about who's reading them, how they're being read, and what that says about them.
Just
and
read the
us.
book.
We judge people by their book covers. And perhaps
Why?
at this point you can start to guess at some of the problems that book talk is causing. In 2021, US book sales were at their highest since BookScan started measuring them in 2004. Of those sales, 20 million printed books were sold at least partially because of book talk, and bookstores have literally reopened since this boom. In 2022,
I mean, that's a
Future
good
Book
thing,
Publishing
right?
Conference literally named book talk as their person of the year. I didn't know that they could do that. I thought that, does everybody get to nominate a person of the year? Could we nominate a person of the year? It would not.
Who's my person of the year? I want to nominate a person of the year. Who would my person of the year be if I were to nominate someone? It would have to be like, I don't know, if we take like the grander scheme of things for like who was the most influential of the year, influential person of the year, it'd have to be like Elon Musk, right? I nominate Elon Musk as most influential person of the year. But if we like take it to consideration for like my channels and like what I specifically like talk about, who would I influence? Who would I nominate? I don't even know. To be honest with you, I have no clue. We're just gonna continue.
I could nominate myself, but so we have to say that book statistics are not a perfect science and don't really represent perfect reality. But one thing that everybody agrees on is that it's changing everything. In the olden days, we learned about new authors from booksellers themselves. Now we learn about them from.
Oh God, I hate. Is this Jimmy Fallon? I hate late night talk shows. They're beyond cringe. Whatever this guy's doing is cringe. Like my body repulsed. I had a physical reaction of repulsion when I saw him. Look at this. Look, oh my God, come on, man.
There is something
Cringe.
unique about TikTok's algorithm.
I don't know. I hate it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is the cynical side of me that I don't typically let show out, but I'm showing out right now because this is something that I don't know. I'm talking too much. That's the problem. I'm talking too much. I'm too cynical. I'm talking too much. Anyways.
Which means that pretty much anyone can make a viral video about a hidden gem. And
hidden gem. Wow.
Millions are learning about it for the first time. Things are happening.
A visit from the Goon Squad.
And suddenly, millions are learning.
A visit from the Goon Squad. We got any gooners in chat? Any top keck gooners? Are you part of the Goon Squad, my gooners?
Learning about it for the first time. Things are happening on Book Talk that would have been previously unheard of. We have books hitting the bestseller list years after their release, or authors getting a real shot at publication because of their own online communities. People are talking about
that's one of those romance novels, by the way.
Returning to the reader, because people are saying that what's happening on TikTok is changing nearly every aspect of the publishing world, which is incredible, really, but it does come down with its own complexities that industry professionals are a little bit worried about. So yes, in some ways, this feels like a bit of a power to the people kind of moment, right? But it could fall short of a revolution. I think this quote captures it pretty well. If all that book talk does is continue the tastes of the institutional gatekeepers, then that's not that great. And the way that it's shaking down is very interesting. First of all, let's talk about the emphasis on new over old, right?
The Little Life, never heard of it. The Iliad, I have heard of that. Translated by Emily Wilson?
There are, of course, exceptions, but I can tell you firsthand that as a content creator, there is immense pressure to focus on the hot, the new, and the exciting. Why do you think we make so many bloody water bottle videos on this channel? As a creator, you want to be on the cutting edge of everything. And there's complaints that book talk has become rather homogenous as a result, with the same 5 books being recommended over and over again. You probably recognize this if you've been in that world at all. And look, I haven't read any of these trending books, but there seems to be a lot of discussion online about how much of their content is plot and how much of it is, smut.
Told you. Like the books that are in the top seller, the books that have started filling up like bookstores and that are hitting the top seller it's like you said, smut. It's like weird kinky romance stuff. And I'm not talking like, I don't mean to kink shame, but there is some like weird stuff.
I guess. And listen, I like smut as much as the next guy, but it paints
everyone likes it, right? Like everyone's, has, some sexual attraction or some sexual fantasies, but like some of the stuff is weird.
Pretty specific picture of what the book climate looks like right now. Okay, of course, there are all sorts of people recommending all sorts of books, right? But it does seem
I like this. What was this?
Of course, there are all sorts.
Madeline, she, her. Is that Madeline? Why put this on the screen? If you're gonna put your pronouns, put them in the bio. This is TikTok. TikTok literally has like a segment for your information and whatnot. Even YouTube has a segment. Or I could go put pronouns in my bio. I think everyone should read Pride and Prejudice. Okay. Pride and Prejudice is old.
All sorts of books, right? But it does seem to
Undeveloped. How Europe undeveloped Africa? Okay.
Be the case that if you don't deliberately fight the algorithms, your entire feed is going to be this book and Colleen Hoover or whatever is popular right now. Then there's some complaints about how these reviews skew a book's popularity. The algorithm seems to favor sensational, emotional.
Fake. Anybody that gets on camera and cries on camera, like the majority of the people that get on camera and cry, it's fake. I've only cried on camera one time, maybe a little bit more, maybe a couple times. But there was one time where it was truly genuine, and I was given an update about one of my guinea pigs that had passed away, and I had to give the update because I was keeping everyone informed, and I did end up crying during the update, but it's like, I don't know, when you see the vast majority of people crying or having like over the top emotions on camera, it always comes off as so fake. And I know this is like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too cynical. Again, very cynical today.
Views on certain trendy tropes, right? Which affects what kinds of books get pushed to the forefront of the algorithm, which in turn affects the kinds of books that are displayed in your real-world bookstores.
A few weeks ago, I saw 2 videos on my For You page quite far apart from each other, both of which were recommending The Poppy War. The first one was a video telling you what the book was about, telling you all of the different themes, the genres, the tropes, telling you what this creator loved about the book. And the second video was someone recommending The Poppy War as a book with a powerful female protagonist. Both things are true. However, to absolutize The Poppy War into just a book about a powerful female protagonist is infuriating.
And because
people this is a problem with a lot of media right now and there's no hate towards powerful female protagonists, but I feel like a lot of people, a lot of companies push that narrative that the only way something can be good is if it has a powerful female protagonist. And like she said there, it's like, yeah, sure, there is a female in there, a protagonist, and typically a story with a female, with any protagonist, the protagonist is going to be the one in power, right? God, I don't know. It's everything's so infuriating.
Has such a fast-paced platform. There's this pressure for creators to post at least daily, but it's not as though
daily. Oh man, I should be posting daily for this channel and my other channels. I get too depressed though. Like my mind tells me that I can't do it and that it's pointless, and I physically can't do it. I really should be posting daily though.
Meaningfully post an examination of a book on a daily basis, right? And this is where we get, I kid you not, haul videos, but with books instead of sheets.
I literally said this. Look at this massive book haul. Is this person really going to read all of these books? Doubtful.
People will buy 15 books at a time just to flash it in front of the camera for a second and then unhaul it onto their shelves.
Wow.
Combine this with the pressure to always be reading more. You got to keep up with your Goodreads stats or whatever. And you can see why Book Talk has a reputation for prioritizing quantity over quality. And this is actually a perfect segue for me to tell you that I've also written a book, but I'm giving it away.
Whoa!
The book is called You Don't Need to Be a Hero to Save the Planet, and I wrote it a number of years ago for my previous channel, and it digs a little deeper into the nuance of the issues that we talk about here on this channel.
I didn't know he had a book. That's kind of cool.
Experience over the years. It's an ebook and an audiobook, and I actually voiced the whole thing myself, and the only way that you can get access to it is by joining our Patreon page.
Well, then it's not free. He said it's free, but it's locked behind a membership, thus invalidating the statement of it's free because you have to pay the membership. Okay.
Through it the other day because I did write it a long time ago, and it seems to be a bit of an autobiography of some sort, but I honestly think it's an interesting look into my journey in creating this channel, but also a lot of the assumptions that we make about our everyday choices as people. So if you want to support this channel and get access to exclusive content, including my ebook now, you can get all of that and more through the link down in the description.
Cool.
So I would say I'm not exactly a book purist or an author, and I certainly don't follow the trends of whatever is happening online in the book world. But this is actually becoming a problem for some people. TikTok influencers have been burning out reading books out of...
What did that say? One of the worst things to happen as a reader is getting the reading burnout, where you read too many books too fast so you don't have desire to pick up another book for a while.
Out of sheer FOMO, people are buying way too many books, only to realize that A, they don't have space for them, and B, they don't even like the books that they bought.
That's funny.
In 2022, I fell prey to the mass consumerism of book talk. I felt as though in order to become a successful...
Consumerism, man. Consumerism. People, people are so weak. People are so weak to consumerism. They always buy something, right? They buy plastic tat. They buy too many books. Even me, I am weak to consumerism. Look at me. This is my account. Look at this. 3,000 games owned on Steam. This is my weakness when it comes to consumerism. I have too many games. I just bought Space Marine 2. I just bought Forza Horizon 4. I just bought Balatro. I had Prey, but I got the DLC. Forza Horizon 4, by the way, is I played 20 minutes of it just to try it out. But it's leaving the Steam store. Oh, it's gone. Never mind. I was gonna say get it before it's gone, but legit it's gone now. Never mind. Okay. Okay, well, they had it on a super cheap sale, so... but yeah, this is my consumerism. Everyone follows some sort of consumerism, but...
Creator, I would have to read, recommend, and purchase tens of books a month. As a result of that, I have 4 bookcases full of books that I cannot even really say that I enjoyed.
Because the thing about
That's
TikTok
crazy.
is that
She doesn't even like the books, but she has them there. That's crazy.
it doesn't just encourage reading, but making a reader a part of your identity. I had no idea before
What do you
researching.
mean a reader is part of your identity? Just everyone reads books. How is that part of your identity? Okay. I guess everyone plays video games, but people call themselves gamers. Everyone watches movies, so is everyone a movie watcher? Movier? Everyone eats, so is everyone an eater? Everyone is an eater. Is it your identity? Is your identity to eat food?
This video, but there is a whole aesthetic for what readers look like in the real
Cringe.
world with merch to fulfill that look. And anytime a
Merch
hobby
is
or a
fine.
lifestyle or anything else becomes a part of your identity, a marketer out there is ready to use that against you.
It feels like somebody wants to sell me something.
Mainstream book overconsumption is a new enough phenomenon that nobody knows for sure what the long-term impacts will be. But these are still physical objects that people are buying to be a part of that community. As much as I want to support authors, I'm not convinced that buying a book and never reading it or buying yet another branded tote is the right way to do that. We actually have a whole other video on totes.
Tote
if you're
bags?
interested in that. But what concerns me more is what might happen next. Because in the fashion world, we have already seen that companies today can turn a design into a garment in as little as 10
Oh my
days
god,
based on
the market's gonna get flooded with AI written slop. I mean, it probably already has, but it's gonna be even more so.
algorithms and whatever is trendy that week. And specifically on TikTok, we've already moved way past fast fashion into ultra fast fashion today, and it feels like we're at the
I hate
point of no
Shein.
return. And if
It
you
should
don't
be-
think
it
that
should
this
be
is
banned.
possible for the book world, you might be surprised to learn that just last year, TikTok's parent company started laying the groundwork for their very own publishing house. Yeah, TikTok is getting into the lit game. And as of yet, they haven't released anything. And there's a lot of speculation about what this might actually mean for the publishing
I really hope TikTok gets banned.
industry, good, bad, or even negligible, right? We don't know. But I think the most obvious concern here is the potential for TikTok to publish and promote books based solely off of trends and to bend their algorithms in their favor. And here's my personal guess, okay? Call me a cynic, but I think what we're going to see is major publishers pumping out more books instead of better books, with priority going to good marketers rather than good
That's what's going to happen.
Now, we've actually released a whole
Luckily, we do have, centuries and centuries of books that have already been written. So we have the good books that stood the test of time. So if we get to the era where it's just garbage slop that gets printed out and thrown at us, eventually that garbage slop will disappear. And we'll always have the classics, I guess.
Another video about AI, which you should watch after this. But I think that AI is going to be filling in a lot of the blanks in order to
Scammy
get
AI-generated
out
book
faster
rewrites
in the
are
most
flooding
dynamic way
Amazon.
possible, of
Wow.
course. And my double fear is that we're just going to get used to this system and forget that books can actually be good and worth talking about. And some of this is sadly already happening. After Fourth Wing absolutely exploded on Book Talk,
Never heard of
there
it.
was so much pressure to get another book out ASAP that they published the sequel in 6 months. Just for context, it usually takes 2 years to do that. And according to some reports, it sort of seems like it was rushed. I hope that I am wrong, and I don't think that it's too late to change this trajectory.
6
either.
months
We
to
still
2
have
years
the
is crazy.
opportunity, personally, to choose books intentionally,
2
or
years
even
is 6
hear me
months.
out, crazy idea. Go to a library. The book that you read
I don't remember.
shouldn't
I
be
honestly, I don't remember last time I was at a library. Oh, it's been too long.
out if it's popular, or if it fits your image, or if it's gonna mess with your Goodreads stats, okay? And the good news here is talented writers
I don't. What is Goodreads? I don't know what Goodreads is.
keep writing things whether or not they're on TikTok's top 40 books of the year or whatever. Self-publishing is bigger than ever, and if you are truly frustrated with the direction that things are going, there's nothing stopping you from supporting someone that you believe in or going to your local library to get books for free. Once again, I don't think people realize that you can go to libraries and get books for free. Even cheap, crappy ones like this. I actually haven't read it, so I can't tell you if it's cheap and crappy. But
Why haven't you read
some
it?
people seem to be saying. But listen, this is just my opinion. Let us know what you think down below. If you're a person who is in this world and you know a bit more of it personally, we would love to hear your thoughts. And remember, if you like this kind of content about our consumer world, you should subscribe because we release a video every single week.
Perfect. Thank you.
If you spend a lot of time...
Oh, his sponsor. Are we going to watch the sponsor bit? Usually I watch the sponsor bit. Delete me. I'm not going to watch it this time. Usually I do, but I'm not going to do it this time. Okay, so let's read some comments, man. Book talk. It was everything that I thought. It was everything that I thought. The problem isn't book talk. It seems to be mindless consumerism that takes everything to its extreme. I feel that TikTok is an ads platform rather than a social media. Do not let libraries become underfunded. Keep going to your local library. It is a vital resource. As my girlfriend likes to say, buying books is a hobby completely unrelated to reading. That's weird. Use your local library. As an English PhD student who owns way more books than I could ever possibly read, I would say that the problem with book talk isn't that people are buying too many books and don't have the attention spans to read them, but that society is structured in such a way that no one ever has the time to actually sit down and read, including this English PhD student. TikTok has the incredible ability to ruin just everything. So true. My biggest hope is that the libraries get more use. Any books I get recommended, I try and get it from a library first and really see what I think of it. A friend made me read a book talk book. It was Fourth Wing. That book made me finally pick up Dune, and I'm loving it. Dune's great. So I guess it was a happy ending. Edit for anyone wondering what's the connection between Fourth Wing and Dune. Basically, Fourth Wing made so little sense and is so superficial that it gave me the urge to read something really dry, really world-building and focused, really detailed-oriented. And since I've already read Lord of the Rings, the next big hard read on my list was Dune. Dune is great. Read Dune. Every video is just people wanting to look cool and buying pointless stuff to pretend they're part of a social niche. Oh my God, that's so true. That is so true. I'm so happy that you mentioned the library. This is why I avoid TikTok. Same. So glad I'm not on TikTok. So people on TikTok are posers. Yes, people on TikTok are posers. Me transitioning my transportation into the suburbs from bus to driving my beater car killed the small amount of reading time I've got. I've got back into reading because of that. Mostly read the Red Wall series and enjoyed reading the collecting stuff. To be completely fair to the book talk girlies, I'm not even going to read the rest of this comment. I'm glad I'm not reading the rest of that comment. And this is why I prefer ebooks and libraries. My digital bookshelf is limitless. My husband and I have thousands of books, but going to used bookstores is one of our favorite activities. His niche specific in his books, naval fantasies particular, and loves to find his hidden gems. I'm more general, but also a history lover. If I were to totally be bedridden, I could keep myself occupied for several years just from what I have alone. All right. Honestly, I don't even have TikTok. Same. Most books being sold are only used for background decorations in YouTube streamers' Zoomer spaces. That's so funny. Top left of the screen. Oh, he's calling him out. He's calling him out because, yeah, right up here, there's a book up there. That's funny. That's funny. Let's go ahead and look at some of the newer comments, yeah? Not true, says Martin's Film 13. TikTok is about to be banned, lol. You're watching a video about an app talking about a book when you could just be reading a book, true. Oh yeah, I know that guy. Never used TikTok, deleted TikTok. No, YouTube and social media in general ruin book reading. That's what I said at the beginning. It's not even good novels anymore. They're straight up reading corn. It is corn. By corn, porn. Well, this is just depressing. I'm working on my book, and I would hate for not even a single person to enjoy it. I think lazy publishing is the biggest problem. They don't market or edit books much anymore. What benefit do they really have now? I'm an author. If people were buying my books and not reading them, well, that makes me just feel a little sad. Yeah. How readers looks. I'm a reader, and my fashion sense is non-existent. Okay, good for you. So when do we start seeing blank content books with just fancy covers? We already have those. We already have blank books. If you're reading smut and you're no different than a guy opening his PC and turning on corn for hours, just different media types, same lows in life, you're a corn addict, not a reader. The fact that that you care shows that you have more issues than someone who enjoys their own life. Lol. At corn isn't enjoying it brings mental health issues. True, porn has a lot of does cause a lot of mental issues. If you're over consuming porn, it's just so bad for your brain. Um, in my experience, people will still read and read a lot. I don't believe that people don't read any more hype. One good recommendation source is the books on which TV series and movies are made. If someone has risked a huge sum of money on a story, it's bound to be good on some aspect. I just bought a Kindle, mostly for traveling. Um, all right. Well, I think I think that's enough comments. I think that's enough comments. I agree with this. I'm a pretty diverse reader. I love read book from library. I also find new random books I've never heard of before online. I not just buy books because they're popular. Good on you. Good on you. All right, so we need to roll for the next video. 317 videos here, so we're gonna roll out of 317, and the next video is gonna be 262. 262. That's going to be pretty low on the list of ranked from most popular to least popular when it comes to views. Not necessarily when it comes to video. 262. Why do many Tomers believe in Aryan invasion theory by Abhijit Chavda? All right, well, we're going to watch an Abhijit Chavda video next. Sounds good. Sounds fun to me. So we will catch you on the next one, guys. Take care. Goodbye.